What's going on, guys? Your boy HQ420. Welcome y'all back. Another episode Beyond the Cube. As always, I've got the powerful one with me, Corey Hughes. Corey, 2025 is upon us. And seeing how you're a couple days in it, how are you feeling so far in 2025?
Well, I went to this New Year's party, and this guy was saying that the energy and stuff. He was talking about the energy, how these hippies roll,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking about how all these things are lining up, and 2025 is going to be the best year ever. I'm like, huh, interesting.
Now, when he says the best year ever, um, is he talking about like financially,
Mm,
sexually, or
mm,
just good
all the
vibes?
above, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. You get everything.
hmm
Mm,
The girl to
all
go
right.
watch and everything.
Okay. All right. Well, uh, no New Year's resolutions, correct? They're
The
bullshit
fuck,
anyway.
no.
Yeah, yeah. I hate when people say New Year, new me. I'm
If
like,
it's
you
shit
do
you
the
really
same
got to
just as
do, you're
you.
going to do it. And if it's shit you just kind of want to do, eh, you know,
You might do it for a day or two, right?
right?
It's like I'm gonna eat healthier.
No,
It's
you're
like
not.
for 2 weeks, you eat pretty good. You eat your grilled chicken, your green beans. You know what I'm saying? Fruit, and then somebody's like, "Hey, man, you want to go get drunk?" You say, "Yeah, I do." Then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're eating pizza at 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, you
Wait a
just
minute,
kind of
you're
throw
not
that
supposed to
away.
do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can. I guess at that point in time, you've went a long time in between your last meal. So
Bro, so when I get the munchies at like midnight,
hmm
there's only a couple places that you can really trust to that are open that
okay.
you're going to take a delivery from, Grubhub or whatnot,
hmm
because you don't want to be ordering from some place that's closing in a half an hour. So it narrows your choices down to really the Taco Bell. And so I keep doing this to myself. Normally I have an iron stomach. I must be getting old and falling apart. When I eat Taco Bell now, and I've gotten it 2 or 3 times delivered in the past couple months.
Uh huh.
Bro, I'm just like farting the whole next goddamn day, all day long. Like, like it's unbelievable.
So you saying it's building up excess gas?
It's
The
killing me,
digestive system's
killing
not
me, and it's killing anybody
liking it.
around me. Yes.
Man said it's building up the methane. You trying to um help perpetuate climate change. That's
Yeah.
what you're doing, Corey.
Like it's shocking to the point where like you can feel your intestines like rumbling, like that bad.
Mm.
hmm
Okay. I think they call those the bubble guts.
Is that what that is?
It's bubble guts. Yeah.
But
Yeah, bubble
yeah,
guts. Yeah.
it's
You got that
ridiculous.
low
It's
rumble.
ridiculous. That low
Like
rumble.
yeah, like you maybe have to drop a deuce, but you like,
yeah,
well, I just try to squeeze that below. Oh, hold on. So you got to go see it every time. Yeah, it's a bad feeling. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a bad feeling. My bringing in my 2025 so far, I didn't really do anything. I didn't do a New Year's. It's been a long time since I did an actual New Year's party. Matter of fact, I believe the last actual New Year's party I did was the first year I was dating my girlfriend. It'd be 2014. I don't think I've done one since.
so I have a very close friend, a lady friend, who is in a wheelchair. She is basically paralyzed from the chest down, and her hands are kind of atrophied, but she can feed herself and she can do stuff for herself to a degree. But she has basically 24-hour day caretakers and whatnot. But we can get out of the house. She gets in her chair, and we get her up in her van, and we drive around and go wherever. But she wanted to go to the sex club for New Year's Eve, and I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I want to go to the sex club because we have, there's a sex club in every city, of course. So And then
Is
she,
this where you go and you like pass people off?
you can't do that there, yeah. So
Oh, okay.
we go there. No, we don't go there. She's telling me that when she goes there, she just plays pool. And
Oh,
I'm like, how the fuck do you play pool? That's a mystery unto itself. So, but that didn't end up happening because a friend of hers. So this is hippies are funny. Hippies don't have to be wearing tie dyes these days, man. I'm telling you, it's just all about how their fucking mindset. So we go to a friend of hers place, which is like a business that looks like a head shop. It's got little, bongs and all the stuff around there, but really, it is these people that are trying to figure out. They got a license and they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And so it was supposed to be like a dab bar where you pay money and you go in, and then they hook you up at dabs. You can dab all you want all night. And I'm like, that can be expensive because some of these motherfuckers out there will smoke you out of all your money. And
mm-hmm.
so we were supposed to go there and pay $20 to get in, but these dudes were like cool hippies, and then they ended up letting everybody in for free, and nobody ended up paying any money, and then they smoked everybody out. And I realized how bad of businessmen they really were. And
You got to charge,
I
like you
know.
have to charge.
I fucking know. So at the end of the night, at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I got to talking to these guys, and I'm like, "So is this a business, or like what's your deal here? Are you guys like independently wealthy, or are you just cool, or what's going on here?" They're like, "Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to do this thing. I guess it's pretty brand new. I mean, they only got this for 3 or 4 months, so." But they're trying
Well,
to figure
okay,
out how to fucking make money. And here's the rule. And this is
okay, okay.
they're trying to fucking do this thing while simultaneously evading the law when it comes to selling weed. Because to sell weed, you got to have a certain kind of license. But this
Okay.
place, you don't need a license if you want to have you can have a private club where people come and smoke weed, right? In the facility. That's legal here, right? So they want to have a business where you come and pay money and you can smoke in the business and hang out. And you get to meet cool people, like a bar, bring your own stuff. But but here's the thing, they have a grow, but they can't sell their own weed legally. You know what I mean? So they want to find a way to sell their weed inside this club kind of thing. And I was like, well, just make it like, $50 a month and you have to bring your own shit.
Okay, BOW.
I think that would be,
BOYW.
I
Bring
think
your
that's
own
good,
weed.
but there's not a
Or
lot of,
BYO, yeah, BYOW. Yeah.
because if you charge, what they wanted to do was charge $25 for someone to come in there.
Okay.
And that person could come in and they had this weed that they're not allowed to sell, but they can give away, right? You're allowed to give away weed in Colorado, right? So they got this weed they can't sell, but they want to sell it on the DL inside this place, right? So they're trying to think of you get a membership. How do you go about doing this? I'm like thinking to myself, stupid hippies. But
That shit's gonna fail, man.
well, the guy's got some kind of money because he owns the building. He owns the facility. He owns everything outright. So,
You have to have a way to charge though.
right. That's
I
correct.
mean, so that's gonna be the whole premise. So
Right.
and you gonna also need a reason for when people come in for them to spend more money.
Right. And I told him, you got to think ahead. I'm like, you need security. What if someone you don't know?
Oh, most
I'm
definitely.
like,
They ain't got no security.
someone comes in here and they act a fool. You need to have somebody who sets them straight. And in order to protect you from liability, they got to be like licensed, like a licensed security person
Yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
shit, right? You can't just be winging this. And so, yeah, it was interesting. They got a lot of they have an opportunity here, but if they can get their shit together, they could do something really cool with it. But
Well, you see, I don't think people understand when you set up a brick and mortar type of business, there's a lot of pre-planning that you got to
oh
do
fuck yeah, and
to
there's a
make that
lot of
shit run. People,
liability stuff.
yeah,
You got to get
yeah,
insurance. You got to be like, yo,
yeah,
if some motherfucker comes here and smokes some weed, but he was on some meth when he got here and he drops dead in my facility, am I covered?
yeah.
Right? Like You need to think ahead with that shit.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
especially
almost not
especially
worth
when
it at
you.
all. It's not worth it at all. If you want to just be cool and have your friends come and smoke your weed, have your friends come over and smoke your weed. I
Are
mean,
they able? Do they got like liquor license or anything in there? Do they have any of that?
no,
Okay.
they
Okay.
don't need it. So the law is very lax with
Mm-hmm.
this. So they're licensed they're zoned for business, but it's got a residence in the back. So it's kind of both, right? So if the door is locked all the time and you have to know these
Mm-hmm.
people for them to let you
Okay.
in, so it functions kind of like a private thing, so it doesn't really, you know, it doesn't really require any outside regulation stuff if it remains private. Now you can make money and have it remain private. The question is, how do you do that and simultaneously sell your illegal weed? Or sell your
Look.
legal weed that it's illegal for you to sell.
Well,
Right?
well, why
So,
don't they just go through the thing of getting their licensing?
oh my god, it's still the mafia out here for that shit.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah. I mean,
I didn't
it's the
know. I didn't know how
mafia
much
with a
paperwork it
it's the
is.
mafia with a suit on, so they'll do shit. They do shit like they charge you like 25 grand just to put in an application,
Oh,
and
okay.
your application can be rejected. So
And
there
you
goes
don't
your
get the
20.
25 grand back.
Correct, right? This is a fucking racket. So, and then like they'll be like, well, you can resubmit your application for a $2,000 fee, right?
Oh, we appreciate that.
Right, yeah. So I mean, they found ways to fucking just milk this thing, and then the state gets like the level of taxes is really not as bad as it once was. When it first started, it was like Jesus, like 40% or 50% tax.
Mm-hmm.
Now it doesn't seem that much. I go in there and I buy something for $32 and it's like $40. So it's like, what is that, 12-15%, something like that, which
That's
isn't
high as
bad
fuck, man.
for being able to deal with illegal drugs in a legal way. I mean,
Oh,
people are
okay.
willing to pay that tax. There's certain things that people are willing to pay the
It's a
tax
double
on.
digit tax.
That's fine.
Okay.
If I go to Wyoming, I'll go to prison. If they bust me with a joint in from Wyoming, the next state, I will go to prison there.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm
damn,
willing to
Bo. I
spend that
mean,
money to be protected by the state. It's
you'd
a
have
mafia.
to.
Everything's a mafia racket. Taxation is nothing but protection rackets.
You just said Wyoming, man. There's like 14 niggas in Wyoming.
You're right. There's only
Okay.
about 14.
I
Maybe
mean,
Charlie Pride was from there, I think.
yeah. I mean, damn, Bo. Isn't that where they shot No Country for Old Men? I mean, shit, Bo. You have a gas station in the middle of a desert.
It's the most
So,
Republican state in the country, like
so you better get
guaranteed.
gas now, because next stop is 300 miles. Shit, I ain't got 300 miles on the tank. So I'm about to get a couple of jugs. This is some bullshit. Wyoming. They got one college in Wyoming. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe two.
It's the University of Wyoming. I mean, that's it. I mean, we talking about Wyoming. I mean, shit. When's the last time you heard somebody say, "Hey, man, I'm going on vacation"? Oh, where you going? Wyoming. I mean, do they even have anything in there like
They
any
get
national sites?
every year they get this big rodeo concert thing.
The rodeo.
They get the big rodeo. Yeah, it's called Cheyenne Cowboy Days or
Yeah, if ain't nobody recording and
something
putting it
like
on their
that.
YouTube, I don't know. How do you know it exists, though?
Cause I seen the ads.
Okay.
But I guess it's a big deal. It's like the biggest rodeo roping. They rope the fucking cows and shit, right? So they do all that
Okay.
stuff.
Hey, guys. Hey, your next vacation, uh, go to Wyoming, okay, and let us
I
know.
hear it's
if
windy as
there's
fuck
anything
there.
there.
Like you'll be walking down the street and it'll come and blow you over.
Yeah, let us know if there's anything happening out there in Wyoming. Okay, that's what we want to know. So hey, good luck to them on their business ventures. It sounds like it's going to be incredibly difficult. Um, but good luck to them. I don't know that
Uh,
when you're doing stuff like that, trying to get repeat customers may be the most difficult part because repeat customers and then new customers. So you want your new customers to repeat,
what are you
but
talking about?
sometimes people. So okay, so like a hookah bar, like You ask people how often you can go to a hookah
Oh,
bar. It's
right, right.
like, well, I might go like twice a year. That's not gonna cut it. I need you to want to go
Right.
twice a
So
month.
so you got to make
Yeah.
it a membership. So you make them pay a
Yeah.
monthly membership. Now,
Okay. Oh, like a
obviously,
gym, like the gym.
kind of like the gym, but I wouldn't be doing no cancellation fees or none of that bullshit. You know, I would have a like a $35 sign up fee, but always waive it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And
Corey, you got to
you
get
got to
some
have your
money in the
pitches.
door.
Yeah, you collect 2 months up front. That's what you do. You collect the first and last month, and that's that.
Okay. Damn, but when we get in an apartment, my hey, you
But
got
no,
to
I think
renew
the
every
membership is
year.
for here. What is the purpose of this thing really? Because I could sit at home and smoke weed and be lazy all day long and watch TV, and I can even do it naked if I wanted to. Right? You can't do that in public. And so the purpose of this is for people to meet other people and be social. That's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that's the purpose.
They want
But
to. It's
people
a.
don't want to do that no more.
I
Do
don't
people want to
know.
do that?
I think they do. I think they do. I think people are longing for that within their own niche. So
Right. But people don't want to do it. I'm just letting you know,
I
Corey.
don't know, man. I think it's also depending on where you're at because like different places have different energy levels, right? Like
Right.
I can tell you here in Fort Collins, something like that. They don't have anything like that here that I know of. I think there might be a hookah place that lets you smoke weed, but not this like kind of
Yeah, but you know what they need to get in there, right? They need to figure out how to get the female clientele
titties.
in there.
No, oh,
Because
I
if you
thought you were
get
gonna say
female
titties.
clientele in there, then the male clientele follows.
Well, how do you do that? That's a
Now I don't
fucking
I don't
that's
know
the eternal
about the
question. That's the eternal question. How do you
I don't
get
know nothing
women to
about
our
the
shit?
smoking weed business. You know what I'm saying? If it was just a drinking business, oh, I mean, there's ways you can do that. But the smoking weed, I'm on the outs on that. I've got
Ladies'
no
night.
no intel on that.
Oh man, some motherfucker just got sued over ladies' night and they had to go out of business because of it. Did you see that? You see that shit?
No, ladies' night.
There's like
Yep.
there's some
Okay.
fucking faggot out there who's like a serial fucking sewer of lady nights places, and if you do ladies' night and he catches you, he's gonna sue you out of business because it's discriminatory.
But golly, man, don't even get it. The ladies' night is for the fellas, because that means there's going to be more ladies there, so you have more
Duh.
opportunity. I mean, my goodness, man. That's that's the reason why they put it out there in bright lights. It's ladies' night. Hey guys, that's when women are gonna be here. We know they're gonna be here. Oh, okay, I got you. It's just when you show up. You might pay extra to show up that night because you know you got a better opportunity. My goodness, Corey, let's get into the our 2024 review. First thing I want to
Oh,
jump
talking about
into.
reviews, look what I got.
Oh, hold on.
Ta-da!
What do you got? Oh, that chair.
Ta-da!
Did you get it from Amazon to ship that thing to you in a
No,
day?
I did not.
Okay.
I did something that they did back in the day that my dad used to tell me about. I went to the store and I bought it.
Were you taken aback when you did it? Were you kind of
Well, I did
shocked?
it very intentionally because
Okay.
I bought an Amazon chair like literally 6 months ago. I bought it in April when I moved into this fucking place, or maybe just before that. And that motherfucking thing lasted like less than 6 months, obviously, because I'm not sitting on it any longer. And that was fucked. But then I watched this little Asian dude who does nothing but chair reviews. I don't know how people decide to dedicate their lives to doing chair reviews. Interesting selection. But nonetheless, I thank him for the 10 minutes of the one video I did catch where he explained that Staples actually has like the best warranty program on chairs. So I went to Staples and I bought a chair and a 3-year warranty. So I ain't got
Okay.
to worry
Well,
about
your
this thing.
ass
And
is in it a lot. You know what
hopefully
I'm
it will,
saying?
yes, definitely. And hopefully it will break in 2 years and 10 months.
Or maybe it did just last you a really long time. Look, 2024, Corey. It wasn't the best for the box office. But we're gonna go through what we've got up here right now as far as
You know,
the top 20.
this is the pressing question that I have.
Yeah. Hmm.
Does Nosferatu have titties in it? I'd very much like to see some titties in that old English style setting. So,
It's old. It's was it old school Germany? I think that's what it is. This is what Germany thought of vampires. That's what they're going back to. So that's why the
mm-hmm.
Nosferatu is like.
Is
almost like a
Nosferatu based on
decaying
the
corpse.
original? Is it based on the
Decaying
original
corpse.
Dracula?
Well, so the okay, so the backstory behind Nosferatu is that it actually came after Bram
Dracula's
Stoker's
cousin?
Dracula. It's after Bram Stoker's Dracula, and so Bram Stoker's Dracula, um, they actually sued the family, whatever sued the people who made Nosferatu, which was the 1922 rendition of it, and they won. And so it was to be destroyed in its entirety to never be shown again.
What?
The issue is that underground copies got shipped over to the US, and that's how people were actually able to see it. But it's technically copywritten where all those were supposed to be destroyed. It was never
So, is
supposed to
there
be
any
viewed.
place to legally watch it? If you want to legally watch Nosferatu, where can you go do it?
Not no. You can watch the 1979 rendition of Nosferatu, but I don't think you'd have to have some type of bootleg copy to watch the 1922
I don't buy this. This is the
rendition of
past rewriting itself.
Nosferatu. I'm just letting you know, man. Look, man, I've got multiple sources on this. Okay, been about 15 folk tell me this. Okay, and 15 people are saying it. You know what I'm saying? And it's all in unison. It's all pretty much the same. They got to be at least close to the mark.
Oh, Nosferatu 1922 version is on Tubi.
Yeah, it's the bootleg copy. Like I said, it exists, but it exists because it was a bootleg copy. All the originals were
So,
destroyed.
so we got to find the person who owns the original and sue Tubi.
Not for of the Nosferatu. But yeah,
So
yeah, I'm gonna go.
basically, is it a
Uh
copy
huh.
of the story because it looks like it's got a Renfield character? You know,
Well,
it
they were
seems like
saying
it's
it was
got a
a
lot of the
copy, but
same
Bram
themes.
Stoker's Dracula was a little bit more. Okay, so Bram Stoker's Dracula, he wasn't so much of like a living corpse. That's the Nosferatu was how the old school, if I'm correct, Germans thought of vampires. So their old folklore was pretty much like rotting corpse that would suck your blood, pretty
Was there
much.
was there old folklore about the Jews?
I don't know that, Corey. This is the damn 1800s, man.
Yo, God, trust me, they hated the Jews back then, big time.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
We might know it.
we, we don't know that, Corey.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
You gonna bring it up to see? Listen, let me bring it up. Bring it up. That
Oh my
is.
God. Oh, I
What's
can't
it
find
saying?
it. I'm looking for it. Hang on.
What are you looking for? What did Germans think of Jews in the 1800s? Is that you gonna let Google AI get you set up on this? Is that what we got?
No, never mind. This is terrible. I swear to God, artificial intelligence was designed to fuck up everything. They were lying to me again today. What did I ask them about? I asked them about some shit, and the answer they gave me was like straight bullshit.
Is that right?
So
Man said
I
it's just
fucking
straight
read,
bullshit.
I read what the synopsis that AI gave me was, and then I went back and I read from the original source. And what it did was it combined things. I think it combined like where somebody was born. I think I was doing something with Oswald, and it it took something from Dallas and put it in New Orleans, and then gave me an answer based around that. And I'm like, you are so fucking dumb. You are so dumb. I
Man, it's
can't
still
fucking
learning.
believe you're telling me this bullshit.
It's still learning, Corey.
No, it ain't learning nothing. It's designed to fuck up our history. I'm telling you. You're gonna have kids writing book reports from AI, and it's gonna say that motherfucking George Washington was fucking Filipino or some shit. I swear to God, the day is coming.
He was
And,
actually a
and then
Native
they're gonna be like,
American.
"Well, who's to say he wasn't?"
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, there's no more pictures. They destroyed all our coins and everything. They melted them down. But Corey, the our box office 2024. Okay, now me and you had a show that we did, a Showtime with the Cube show, and we wondered if there was going to be any more movies to join the $1 billion club in 2024. Okay, we did that during the summer, right after Deadpool and
You mean like to
Wolverine.
spend $1 billion to make or to make $1 billion?
No, to make a billion. They,
Because these idiots will spend $1 billion.
yeah, they will. They'll spend a whole billion. And
Sometimes I
unfortunately,
think Hollywood is like that movie Brewster's Millions. You ever seen Brewster's Millions? Richard
I ain't seen
Pryor.
that one.
You know who Richard Pryor is, don't you?
Yeah, I know Rich Pryor is.
You need to go watch some Brewster's Millions, man. So Brewster's Millions. This guy's like a bum. He's like a street hustler, but he had some rich relative, and the deal was he got $30 million, and if he could spend that $30 million in 30 days, like spend it, not invest it, not buy expensive shit and that goes up in value. Like you had to spend that money and be a bum again in 30 days. And if you do that, you get $300 million. And so for 30 days, he's out there blowing all this money. And so everyone's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Why are you blowing all this money? But he can't tell anybody that he's in this. He can't tell anybody why he's blowing all the money. He just looks
Mm-hmm.
like an idiot blowing all this fucking money, but he's got to spend it. Fantastic movie. Richard Pryor at his finest. Up there with JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling, which I do actually need to rewatch because I only saw that one time when I was like 8 and my dad snuck me in there and I had to watch him smoke crack and light himself on fire at a young age. So
All right, that's a fantastic story, Corey.
my dad used to sneak me into any movie. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck. They could have some lesbian porno good shit going on the screen. He didn't give a fuck.
and during that time, they might, okay, because you just go in there and watch that on the big screen.
We used to go to the fucking dollar. We had a drive-in theater that when you went to the drive-in theater, it played. You went and saw like 3 or 4 movies, and like if you went to the horror movies, like if there was a new horror movie, you had like 3 other like grade Z fucking budget horror movies that had like a 10-minute lesbian scene in it. You know what I'm talking about? Like from
Oh
the
yeah, where it gets uncomfortable, where you're like,
uncomfortable. Dude, my mom made us leave one time. It's usually just me and my dad would go, but one time we brought my mom like an idiot. She's like, "We gotta go." Nah, 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 nah. The funny thing
yeah.
was that place would play porno movies after midnight, right? You had to kick everyone out and then you could go back in, jerk off in your car. But like I remember if you were driving on the road past it, you could see the screen for like a split second if you're driving past it. And I remember the couple times that my parents would bring me home from my relative's house, we'd have to go that way and I'd be waiting. I'd be waiting to see the screen at like 1 in the morning. What am I going to see?
Damn,
I
damn,
had
that's
good memories
terrible.
growing up.
All right, so here we go. All right, this is our box office. Unfortunately, after Deadpool and Wolverine, nothing else reached a billion. We had a couple that got pretty close. Okay.
So Deadpool and Wolverine, the highlight of that goddamn movie was when he digs up his fucking bones and he's like fighting with fucking Wolverine's skeleton on him. I'm
That's
like,
the first. That's like first scene.
I know. I'm like, this is so disrespectful. It's unbelievable. And and it was good. It
uh,
was actually good. I actually liked the movie. It didn't try to be anything it wasn't. It made fun of itself. It was better than the second one. The first one I don't really even remember too much. But
well, the first one's an origin story, so
yeah, yeah.
it's origin. Okay, so Inside Out 2 was the top movie of 2024, an
I
animated
don't even know
movie.
what the fuck that is.
It's animated. I told you, animated movies, man, they can make that money, because of children. If you actually pay attention, some of like your biggest channels are catered to children. That's what Mr. Beast is. Mr. Beast is for fucking children.
He's got a
Um,
he's got a special coming out on like Netflix or some shit.
no, he ain't got he. It's live right now. His TV show.
Oh, he's got a TV show and it's
Yeah,
ongoing and it's
Beast
live right
Games.
now.
Yeah, it's giving away $5 million.
How
Beast
often is it
Games.
on? Once a week or something?
It comes on every Thursday.
I wonder how
I
much he's
haven't
making
watched it
there.
yet, but
See, it's so weird because we're entering into or in the still in the early days of people who done made it on their own through YouTube, then going to do studio stuff, which is interesting. because these people are
Right.
already successful. You know what I mean? People like Mr. Beast, he don't need motherfucking Netflix. He don't need
He's on
nothing.
Amazon Prime actually.
He don't, yeah, Amazon, whatever. Like he don't need none of that shit. Like he was making so much fucking money before them, and his level of success was bigger than anything in the world. Like when you're the biggest entertainer in the world, which is what he was. I don't know if he. I'm sure he still is. What do you need anybody else for? What do you need to go to Amazon Prime or any of that stuff? Where they got to come begging you and like make you an offer you can't refuse. Like you don't have to do anything different. Just stick one of their cameras in there and they'll give you $100 million, right? Like
There's probably a couple things that he could do more with them. I'm not 100% sure, but uh, if at any point you know you want you want to link up with one of these big guys if you can. Um, so we had the Inside Out 2, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's our two $1 billion movies of this year. Despicable Me 4 and Moana 2. Both of those.
Moana's a stupid
Uh,
name. Nobody
yeah,
gives a fuck about your Pacific Island culture. Fucking fuck off.
yeah. Both of those are anime. And then wrapping up the top five, Dune Part 2. That was at 714 million. So that's our top five. So
Is there any news
three
on?
out of the.
Is there any news
Mhm.
on Dune Part 3?
Not currently. Yeah, not currently. Nothing as of right now. The
Not
only news,
not
the
being
only
filmed, or we
news,
don't know nothing, or it's on
no,
hold,
the
or
only news we got recently is that the Batman Part Two will not come out until 2027. Got
okay.
moved back an entire year.
Just a comment on Dune, real quick. If they don't make the third part, it will continue in the long tradition of dropping the ball when you didn't have to. So, um,
Oh, you mean like John Wick 5?
oh my God, John Wick 5, John Wick better still be alive. End of story. He never took down the fucking table. Period. That was the whole point. I got to take down the table. It's not how it started, but it's what it became. And he didn't take down the table. So he's got to come back and he's got to take down the fucking table. End of story. If not, it's a big goddamn fucking failure. It makes me not want to watch movies ever again. If you can't conclude your series correctly, don't make the fucking thing at all. It will be so disappointing.
Well,
Like
they're
he's
doing
John
the best
Wick.
they can.
How can he die? Or make him the head of the table. There's so much they can do with it. I still think they need to make his fucking dead wife alive and make her the head of the fucking table.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
the
The ultimate
ultimate
twist that
damn.
nobody's expecting, and she's the one thing that kicked everything off that nobody's talking about by part 4. They did a good job of making you forget about his dead wife.
Oh
Part
yeah.
5, with the wife still alive, and she's the head of the table. And that's why they had to fake her death so she could go be the head of the table.
Mm,
That's what the
that'd
deal
be
is. That would be
that'd be
amazing.
devastating right there.
Devastating. And when he found that out, it would be like, oh, this was all for nothing, right? Like, it would be absolutely amazing. But are they going to do it? No, of course not, because they suck. Never give us what they. This is a good example. They'll give us a bunch of movies of what we want, and then they'll just let us down in the end.
Well, they
It's
gotta work
Lucy
on
and
their
the football all
spinoffs.
over again.
They're working on the spinoffs. Okay, so we've actually got quite a few movies down here that made it into the top 20 that were actually released towards the end of the year. The Wicked movie, uh, which is part
Is
of the
that just
Wizard of
the Wizard
Oz.
of Oz, but a musical? Is that all that really is?
I actually think I think it's a prequel. Yeah, yeah, it's a prequel.
So they play ads for the live Wicked here in Denver. I've seen it on local advertisement, and the chick they had playing the Wicked Witch was like smoking hot. So I don't know how they did it with the movie.
Yeah, I think it's a black woman playing the Wicked Witch. On this. So we had Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. It's number 7. Kung Fu Panda 4 at 547 million. Venom: The Last Dance actually made it into it, even though people said that movie was trash.
Is that anywhere? I don't think I saw that one yet.
Yeah, it came out a couple months ago.
Can I watch it somewhere? Is it like on?
No, it's available to rent right now, but
Oh, I'll
it's
just
not.
that means I can steal it. So
Yeah, so yeah, but everybody said that was the worst one. But that still climbed into
I
the
never
top 10
minded
for the year.
them. They were never like masterpieces, but they were what they were, and I never thought it was bad.
Right. The okay, so the sequel, Beetlejuice, that wraps up our top 10. Okay, I haven't seen that one. I think that's actually out on some streaming
Did
services. It
Forrest
might be
Gump
out on
2 make this list, or
Hulu.
is that next year? Or it
Not
is next
Forrest Gump
year.
2's not out yet. So Gladiator 2 that came out about a month ago.
Fucking
Uh,
bullshit trash.
yeah, so what Gladiator 2?
Yep, trash.
It's top 20 this year.
It's
Bad
trash.
Boys Ride or Die. That actually is not a bad movie. All the Bad Boys movies are watchable. It's kind of like all the Beverly Hills Cop movies. They're all
I
watchable.
haven't seen the new one, but I walked in and watched about 5 minutes when my roommate was watching it, and
Which one?
it
Bad
didn't look
Boys?
great. The new Beverly Hills Cop
No,
didn't look great.
it's just all nostalgia. That's it. That I mean, that's what they did. It's just it's the Beverly Hills Cops movie. I mean, it's like it's like the same formula. They didn't change anything in the formula, like period. Except like Taggart's like now the head sergeant and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So they got to go say Billy. He's doing undercover work. He's no longer an official cop. I mean, that's the premise of it. So Axel Foley's daughter's grown up, so it's got a father daughter dynamic within it. Um, as far as she hates her dad because he won't ever dare. The usual trope,
Hmm.
deadbeat dad. You know what I'm saying? So it was going with that. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Um, I was not a fan of this movie.
I started watching it, and then I was like, "This is trash," and I turned it off.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, so it almost like goes off the rails. Okay, so I understand Caesar's dead, but I was like, I thought it was gonna be Caesar's son or something. It was just like something random. I was like, and it just kind of drug on. I was like, okay. Twisters, which is the sequel to Twister. I haven't seen that, but I think that is on some
I think people
streaming
don't give a
locations.
fuck about special effects anymore, and they just don't. Like,
Yeah.
we need a return to
Mufasa.
some We need some dramas. We need some really good dramas, not historical because those are all propaganda. We need some. We need to return to some classics. Give us like a. Where did the romantic comedy go? Can we get some rom com that's not all gay?
No. Um,
Can't we get like who's like the hunk heartthrob these days?
it'd
Which
probably be Henry Cavill.
get him and some whatever chick that's got some tits and make a rom com. He's gonna leave her. Does he want to go? Does he want to move? No, he's not gonna move. He's gonna be with her. Oh, and then everyone's happy at the end, and it makes a couple hundred million, and everybody's happy. I think that's what they need to do.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. At
God damn
15,
it!
we got we got Mufasa the Lion King. Um, my sister and mom actually watched that Christmas Eve. They actually went Christmas
Things
Eve
are
and
really
watched it.
bad when I'm begging for a rom com. Give me a
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
break.
You just I don't understand that, but okay.
I don't either.
Uh, it ends with us. I have no idea what this movie is.
And you know
Huh.
something? I really don't want to find out.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. This might be the rom com you were looking for. Is this comedic? Hold on. When a woman's first love suddenly re enters her life, her relationship with a charming but abusive neurosurgeon is upended, and she realizes she must learn to rely on her own strength to make an impossible choice for her future. That might be what you're looking for.
Where's the com? Where's the com part of that? That's the rom, but no com.
Yeah, you got a good point.
Hmm.
Alien Romulus. So alien movie's usually gonna make at least
The
three
woman's
hundred
got to
million.
have the fucking cute but a whore best friend who at some point has the opportunity to fuck her man, but then he's strong enough and doesn't, and then she's like, "I knew you wouldn't." That's how
Cute
that
but
shit
a
goes in
whore.
movies.
Okay. God Almighty, quite tough. So we got Alien Romulus, the Wild Robot. I don't know what that is. It's got
That's
to be
some weird freaky sex position, is what that is.
no, it's got to be okay. That's what I thought. Animation. All right. A Quiet Place Day One, and then rounding out the top
That
20
movie was
is
boring.
a Garfield movie.
A
What
Quiet
Day
Place.
One? Day
Yeah,
One
I
was.
turned that one off also.
What, day one?
Yeah,
Co-
and it didn't have no Emily Blunt.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean it's a prequel,
So
not
they always
centered
find
around
ways to
them,
put fucking hot chicks in their prequels.
not centered around them. That's what's
Mm.
crazy. So that was our top 20 as far as worldwide box office
Trash. It's
in
all trash.
2024.
Garbage.
Um,
Dumpster fire.
some of the movies that didn't do as well as some people thought that they may have done. I think where was it at? Craven the Hunter. I think it's only made 52 million.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't know that movie existed.
What, Craven the Hunter?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, look, Craven the Hunter has made less money than Nosferatu. Nosferatu's been out for like a week.
How much has it made?
Nosferatu's made 56 million.
How much did it cost to make?
100 million?
Okay, that's not bad. I mean, that's it.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry. It cost 50 million. Somebody said 50 million.
So they're about even. Okay. Well, actually, they're
Yeah,
not yet. They got to make like 150 million to cover the marketing budget and stuff.
it cost 50 million. I mean, but Craven the Hunter made less than Madam Web.
Well, nobody
Craven
wants
the
that
Hunter
dog
made
shit.
less than Detective
Nobody
Conan.
wants that fucking garbage dog shit. They want, if you're gonna give them some shit, give them some shit, man. Give them some good shit. Like, there's so many good side comics, like DC or Marvel. Is that? Craven is DC, right?
No, no, no. Craven's Marvel. He's technically a Spider-Man villain.
Okay, so yeah, fuck Marvel. Okay, but there's so much cool other shit out there that they don't do anything with that they need to.
Oh well, no. The what was it? The people loved the newest video game of Spider-Man because Craven the Hunter was one of the big bads in it, and I seen one of the scenes. I think Craven was fighting like a scorpion, and like he like takes Scorpion tries to sting him in the chest. He's like, "Oh man, that's sweet." He takes his tail, rips it off, and shoves it in his gut. I was like, "Oh man, this is intense." You know what I'm saying? So, folks love that game. But yeah, we struggled a little bit this year on movies. We'll see what 2025 has to offer. Marvel's is going to try to have a comeback this year, Corey.
I
We've
don't even
got
want them to try. I just don't. I don't want to be entertained
Co-
by them
Corey,
anymore.
Corey.
I
Okay, so
just leave me to my figure. I'll figure something out. Just stop making movies. Stop giving us bad stuff. And
Marvel's having a comeback this coming up year.
okay, if they want
Captain
a real
America,
comeback, they need to return to the
Thunder.
roots. They need to return to the
Okay.
small town, fucking friendly neighborhood Spider-Man type shit. Superman just gives a fuck about Metropolis. He don't give a fuck about Gotham. He gives a fuck about Metropolis. Okay, nowhere else. Right? They need to go back and they need to jump right into the old school tropes and do it well, and people will be happy. That's it. People are very easily pacified, but if you're giving them just total shit nonstop, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. And no more gay shit, okay? Or no more DEI shit. All right? White people spend all the money in this fucking country. You got to appease them at all
Oh,
costs.
is that what happens? Corey,
It's
some people would
unfortunate.
call that supremacist nature.
No, it's not, but it's just how it is. It's just reality. I would say when it comes to entertainment, 70% of the money is spent by white people, if not more. 70 to 80%, somewhere in that range.
We think it's that high?
I think it's that pretty fucking
70,
high,
80?
yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, you got to keep them happy, period. So,
Huh. Okay.
what we
Okay. I'm
need is some
fine with
like
that.
Nazi Germany style, you know, Joseph Goebbels directly controlled the media. He made a phone call and then everybody just said what he wanted them to. And maybe we need to go back to some of that for sure.
All right. All right.
Go back to some
Corey, I
old
just
traditions.
that's old tradition. Corey, I just want to hit on a few of these. We see the music of 2024, and I know this may not be as far as what we might particularly listen to, but people kind of stay focused on the Billboard Top 100. That's usually where you get a lot of your Grammy Award winning music
Do you
and
remember
things of that
Casey
nature.
Kasem?
Casey
Did
Kasem?
Do you remember on Sunday mornings it was, and this is Casey Kasem with the Bandstand Top 40, and then he would talk in his voice. He was the guy who did the voice of Shaggy,
Oh,
the
is he?
the voice of Shaggy on Scooby Doo.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
Casey
Oh,
Kasem,
I
but
remember that one.
his main gig was American Bandstand, which was then taken over by Ryan Seacrest in like the whenever the fuck Ryan Seacrest era was.
Okay,
But he did it
okay.
for like 50 fucking years. And that was how America knew what to go by, basically. Like those charts were like a big deal. And American Bandstand was a highlight of the charts. But then you got to really, when you come to understand how that shit worked, you got to see that the American music industry was a fucking mafia of its own, you know?
Right,
So
right. So, so Corey, the Billboard Top 100, and we're just going off songs that stayed at the number one slot
does it got
at
shit like
some
hot
point
ass
in
pussy
time
or wet ass pussy or is that shit really like
this
winning
year.
awards?
Well, Cardi B, I think she has won some awards, but
I think
not this year. I
people
think,
like Cardi
well,
B are just vile human beings who are not talented whatsoever. They're completely manufactured and fuck her.
yeah, well, wet ass pussy. I think that's more of a 2022 gig.
Oh
I
my
think
god,
that's
it's
what
so
that is.
2022.
Yeah, the WAP. Okay, that's what they call it. But let's go through these. Let's
See, I
go
don't
through
see that
these.
as being any different than getting fucked on film. Like singing about your
What's that?
pussy and singing about your wet ass pussy and making money off it, or getting your wet ass pussy hammered on film, to me is the exact same thing. You're making money off your wet ass pussy either way. So
Okay, we'll take it, Corey. They say either way, you're a whore.
yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm saying.
Well, Cardi B did come out and say that she uh cheated on her man while pregnant. So
Okay, so I went and
that's
saw Mariah
that's
Carey
something.
in concert here with this girl because I thought I was going to get some pussy and I didn't, and I had to see Mariah Carey in the meantime.
Oh, okay,
That was
okay.
in 2005. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, five. So, of course, all I want for Christmas is you. Every Christmas, it's the number one song. And like she says, she makes $3 million a year off this one song.
Yeah,
Like
that's
she
pretty good.
literally doesn't have to do anything. So this song, of course, 3 weeks, December 14th to December 28th. It was the number one on the Billboard Top 100, and that is for the sixth. Is that for the 6th year in a row? Yeah, it says for the 6th year in a row. Okay. So of course Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You. We had Kendrick Lamar, Squabble Up. Okay. Are you a Kendrick fan? I know you like Kendrick Lamar.
I got some static here. I'm not understanding what language you're speaking.
He raps.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Some people feel like he's like an old school rapper.
No,
Okay.
I just settled that one.
Okay. All right. So Squabble Up, this is off his newest album. That was number one for 1 week. That was December 7th. Morgan Wallen, of course, he's a big deal. The ladies love Morgan Wallen. His song "Love Somebody" was number one for the week of November 2nd. Shabuzi. Shabuzi had the number one song for the longest in 2024. You know this song, a bar song, "Tipsy," black country song.
No, I don't know it.
It's kind of a country song. Yeah, this particular song, this has been the heat for a while. All right. He took over the charts from July 27th to October 26th. It was the number one song, and then the whole almost the whole month of November it was the number one song. A bar song, "Tipsy." It kind of pulls a couple things from. Do you remember the old school song that the name of it was "Tipsy"? Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Possibly. Sing it for me.
Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
Keep going.
Doom, yeah, I mean, I mean, one. Here comes the two to the three to the four. I mean, this. I mean, everybody in the club getting tipsy. I mean,
So this is the fucking problem that I have
okay,
with urban music uh, between the years of say 1990, early 90s, let's say 93, 94, and onward. I've just gone to shit, and it seems like it's almost so bad it's on purpose. Um, Once upon a time, lyrics that came out of Motown, R&B, the early hip hop stuff, it meant something. You know, like here, let me read some lyrics to you, and then
okay.
you can read me wet ass pussy, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So
Well,
people
I
say
did.
I'm the life of the party because I tell a joke or two, although I might be laughing loud and hearty, deep inside I'm blue. So take a good look at my, I'm going to sing it. So take a good look at my face. You see my smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Right? So this is like real music when it actually had meaning and meant something and people could like sing along in public and not be embarrassed or a whore. And I don't know what to fucking say. Like, I feel like there's been an overt attempt to destroy black culture in America, and it's been ongoing since the 90s, if maybe
I mean,
sooner. But
there is, but I mean, but niggas took the bait. So I mean, look, man, I can only feel sorry for so long. All right, you know what I'm saying? I mean, black folk just keep taking the bait. Look, there's some of them songs that I like, but at no point in time did I want to go start gang banging or any of the other shit. You know what I'm saying? Just because I played GTA 1 and GTA 2, that mean I want to go out there and start shooting up folks in the
right,
middle of the street. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just like do better. But like I told my dad, you know, black folks we pedestalize the filth as far as in our community. I mean, it's just it. The rappers, the gangbangers, you know what I'm saying? The athletes who've got eight or nine baby mamas and all this shit. Piece of shit dads. I mean,
So, once upon a time,
George Floyd.
so when I look back at the influence of black artists in music, to me, I mean, you can go back to the gospel era, the 18 to 1900s, you know, turn of the century, Southern gospel, which I actually really like some of that stuff. But you start to see a real emergence in the 1940s and 50s with blues artists and with rock and roll. And then you've got people like with Chubby Checker and all that whole, and Little Richard. And so once upon a time, it appeared as though black music was cross cultural. Everybody loved it. But
Mm-hmm.
that seems to have changed at some point.
What the everybody still love it now.
I don't know.
You
Well,
see, you see all
I'm talking about
the
the
look.
modern.
I'm trying to tell you,
As
all
you
the
move
white women
forward,
are shaking their ass to Glorilla and Meg The Stallion
oh my god,
and Cardi B. All of them,
I don't know about all of
all of
them.
them,
I think these are some of the like bottom of the bell curve IQ
all.
women.
These women are white. They ain't. Look, they ain't. I ain't sensing a hint of ghetto. All right,
Mm-mm.
you
So
know what I'm saying.
basically, what I'm hearing is that all white
Hmm.
women secretly want that big Alabama black snake. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, they
That's
may.
what I'm hearing. That's the Freudian nature of this conversation, my friend. That's what I'm hearing.
They made us wrap this up. Okay, so we got a Sabrina Carpenter, please, please,
So
please.
I like Sabrina
Hmm.
Carpenter, not because I would like listen to her music, but like she really reminds me of like stuff like right out of the 80s. like there was an '80s formula to music back then, and then she really seems to have tapped into that, or her handlers, I should say, her entertainment handlers
What's great? I
who
actually like a
fabricated
lot of
her.
Sabrina Carpenter songs. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean they're
They're
not
very
bad.
catchy. They're very catchy.
Very formulaic, and they bring me back to the '80s. When I listen to her, I feel like I'm listening to '80s again. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's good
yeah,
stuff. I think
yeah.
but
A
yeah,
lot of her stuff is
she hasn't written a
on
goddamn
point.
thing. I promise you. Like everything is handed to her, and she's told
Probably
what to
not.
do. I mean, she's a little robot. I mean, but I
Yeah,
didn't
I
realize she
think
was like an
she's like
actress
five
and
foot
did.
one. I think like she's
Oh,
like little, little.
that's great. I had a girlfriend once who was 4'11". That was so nice.
It's like crazy, man. It's like you could like take them and put them in a box. Not like like entrap them, but like not like that. But you know
It's
what I'm trying
funny
to
while
say.
we're talking about music. I was watching some. I was having a moment, and I had to get back to the '80s today, and I was listening to some '80s. I listened to some Hooters, and we danced, and I listened to some Aha, Take on Me, and what else did I listen to? Well, I watched some of these videos, and some of these videos would not fly today at all. There was one
Mm-hmm.
video, I forget which one it was. Maybe it was the Hooters video, but they're driving down the street, and this girl is like walking down the street, and she looks like she's like bummed out or something. And so what do? They go and they kidnap her and they stuff her in the trunk, and then they drive her around the whole time, and they're like having a good time. And then they get to the Hooters concert at the end, and they open the trunk, and she hops out, and everyone's happy, and she's dancing with all of them. I'm like, this is wild. Like, you can't make videos about kidnapping people and hoping they're gonna like where you bring them. So, but yeah, it was crazy. Oh, and it was the '80s is it's the epitome of stereotypes. The epitome of stereotypes. The bad
Right.
guys are white guys with leather jackets and they're disheveled and they got a black guy with them. That's like the formula in everything back then. It was
That's it. That's it. That's it to a T.
God, I miss the '80s
S-
so much. I want to go back and never leave.
so we got Post Malone and Morgan Wallen. I had some help. That was 6 weeks at number one. Okay. Post Malone's kind of switched his style up. He's almost went like a little country,
I
a little
tend to
bit.
question your judgment if you tattoo in your fucking face. I don't care how much money you got.
Well, they said that he was like homeless, and then like somebody
Yeah, so the greatest way to
heard
not
a
be homeless
song.
from being homeless is to tattoo your face.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, man, sometimes you make mistakes that you can't come back from. Okay, so it's just no recovery. We got another Kendrick Lamar, "Not Like Us." Of course, that was the diss track with Drake. They actually went back and forth multiple times, but this was the final nail in the coffin as far as that beef. So we got the "Not Like Us," Taylor Swift with Post Malone, "Fortnite." They had 2 weeks at number one. Uh, Hoosier, "Too Sweet."
Did Post Malone do like some humiliation ritual, or does he like suck dick at the orgy, or what's his deal? How did he get into this like upper echelon of people?
Well, I don't know.
He
I,
sucked
I
somebody's
really
dick.
don't. He
I
there's
promise.
potential. There's potential. Maybe at least one. We got Future, Metro Boomin, and Kendrick Lamar, "Like That." I don't remember that one. That was 3 weeks at number one.
Scroll up. Was that Hosier was on the list too?
Yeah, Hozier. Yeah, yeah. "Too Sweet."
I think they had a song from years ago that was like really good. I don't recall though.
Yeah, I actually this one because when me and my girlfriend went to Florida this year, went to Orlando, and
Oh,
it
they
was
do
in
that "Somebody
April.
You Used to Know" song.
Hozier?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him.
I don't know if the same people. Teddy Swims, "Lose Control." That one was big for a little bit there at the beginning. Ariana Grande, "We
She's
Can't
pretty
Be
hot. I'd
Friends."
definitely fuck her
Well,
without
she
question.
was, but she's gotten major skinny.
I got a thing for anorexics.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm not sure about that, but we'll take it. We got Kanye West and Ty Dolla Sign, featuring Rich the Kid and Playboy Cardi, "Carnival."
I don't
This
like
looks
his
like
weird
his
imagery and his masks and
looks like his.
shit.
I think this is his woman's ass up here. I'm
Well,
pretty sure
well,
this is woman's.
I can tell you what her tits look like before I can tell you what her face looks like.
Beyonce went country. Texas Hold'em.
Did she get any?
So she had a
Did she
whole
get a country music
country
award,
album.
or was she snubbed across the board? There
I
was some
think she was
contro-
snubbed, and
I
she
think there was
should
some
be. She should be.
controversy. They're like, this ain't your domain.
Yeah, she should be. They
They're like,
said,
know your place.
look,
Was that album any good?
Beyonce.
If you like country,
Is it what?
was that album any good?
Oh, what this one? Oh, the
Yeah.
Beyonce album.
Huh? Is it real
I want
country
I want a
or?
fan of the Texas Hold'em song, and it came on. You see, this was right around the time we went to. Like I said, we went to Florida, so I had 9.5 hours down, 9.5 hours back to listen to all. Because I usually put it on like today's hit station because that's something me and my girlfriend can both listen to, as opposed to me putting on my headbanging station, which only I can listen to. Um,
No
so
Cannibal
I heard this
Corpse.
song quite a bit. And it didn't really hit for me. Didn't really hit for me. Meg the Stallion, she had
She's
one
gross.
week at number one. Hiss.
She's disgusting.
Yeah.
Um, it's her job to mop up the bukkake party in hell. That's her gig. Her and a bucket and mop, and that's it.
Is that what it is?
Hmm.
Boy, I tell you what, you a good one. Ariana Grande, yes, and okay. So she had two songs this year. Jack Harlow, Loving Me. All the women wanted to do Jack Harlow at this point in time. Early January, all of them wanted Jack Harlow. The white boy with swag, the wigger, that's what they call him, wigger.
I haven't heard that term in like 20 years.
Yeah, yeah, but all the women wanted them. Black women wanted them too. You know what I'm saying? It was black and white. It wasn't just exclusive. Brenda Lee. I don't know. Rocking around the Christmas tree. Okay.
Is she like 90 or
January
something?
6th. Yeah. I mean
All
that's an
right,
old
okay.
school
All
song
right,
right
they got
there.
to stop bringing people back from the 50s, okay? Like Paul Anka. Last year they had Paul Anka at the goddamn ball drop. Not this past one, but a year ago. Paul Anka, if you didn't know, was around in the 50s. My mom listened to him growing up, okay? Like, and he sung last year. He looked like a goddamn mummy on fucking stage, okay? Nobody gives a fuck about these people. They don't give a fuck. It's like they must have turned in a marker like in motherfucking John Wick. They must have
Oh,
turned
you
in a
think that's what
marker.
it was? Turned
Had
into
to have been
marker.
because there's no fucking way. Nobody's buying Paul Anka records anymore.
Come on, cuz. Come on, cuz. All right, so that's our music and review. That was our number one singles for the year. Um, wasn't a ton of diversity. It was pretty much just kind of running the mill people. Nobody really broke through differently, mainly because Shabuzi took up 19 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, when you take up 19 weeks, I mean, you don't leave a whole lot for anybody else. So Corey, we're gonna jump into our top stories of the year. Okay. And you can let me know if you've got a few. And I want to jump back into the Francis Scott Key, that particular bridge that got ran the fuck over. All right, by the boat.
Hmm.
We still don't have a ton of actual details on that,
That was just
on
one
what
part
actually
of the
happened.
larger scale operation to disrupt supply chains.
That
That's
could,
all it was. It was on purpose, of course.
you know what? I'll be very interested if anybody listens to us from around that area, the Baltimore area. How have you seen that disrupt? Because I'm pretty sure everybody has to go through. Is it the tunnel? Isn't that what they have to go through? Because that bridge averted everybody from whatever tunnel they would have to go through otherwise. So I'm pretty sure that traffic already sucked. I'm pretty sure it's a just a straight up bitch now, just not even feasible.
Bro, what
And
about all them packages, man? What if somebody orders some shit on Amazon and they didn't get it? I'd be pissed.
yeah, I didn't get my shoes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, is my shoes on that ship? He be calling up you. He'd be like, "Hey man, I think my shoes might have been on the ship." It's like I don't think your shoes was on the Francis Scott Key, damn cargo carrier.
Yo, the tracking shows me over the water. What's up with that?
Yeah, exactly. So we still don't really have a whole lot of details. We've seen the lights go out and they just kind of run into the damn bridge and just knock it down. That's like okay. Um, everybody's kind of swept that under the quote unquote rug or water. And if I'm correct, Biden had said that the government was going to pay for the rebuilding of that. I'm not
I
sure
think that got
why when
shot
they
down
had
because it
got
was fucking illegal, and that old guy likes to just run his mouth.
yeah
So let
when
me
they
make
got
this really clear:
insurance.
the federal government shouldn't pay for fucking nothing. Nothing. If a corporation causes damage to a fucking bridge, guess who should pay for that damage to the bridge and everything attached to it? The corporation, not the state.
Yeah, yeah,
Ever. Like
the
every single.
corporation.
We got to stop running. We got to stop paying this fucking money for everything. Like we got to stop spending money. End of story. America needs to like stop spending money, whatever the cost. Stop spending money.
it's,
Except to deport
it's,
these motherfuckers. Okay, they can spend trillions deporting these fucks. Other than that, no more money.
it's across the board. Across the board. My goodness. So yeah, the Francis Scott Key. Um, probably. Well, that may be rebuilt within the next. What you say, 3 to 5 years? It'll probably take them that long. Maybe longer.
It'll take 3 to 5 years to get the licensing done.
You're probably right. It said it'd be a decade later. But I remember this. Okay, so from where I drive to go to Myrtle Beach, you would always have to cut off through Wilmington and go by the battleship because they were working on a road that would bypass that. And it had been like that my entire life. And then one time, me and my girlfriend was going to Myrtle Beach. I was driving and I was like, hold on, where the fuck am I at? I was like, I missed my turn. I was like, oh, this is the road they've been working on for 30 years. They finally got it done. You know what I'm saying? It's like you feel like you look down at your GPS, it's showing you that you're in the middle of the damn middle of some woods. You're like, oh holy shit, they're done. You know what I'm saying? So that's usually how long it takes. And you're right, the licensing and stuff. A lot of this stuff is held up with red tape. The red tape holds up progress, to be honest. And it's all because of
Bribery
fees.
negotiation.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, the majority of it's fees. Oh, well, you need to pay this. You need to pay that. We need this amount of money. That amount of money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you did you get the licensing for that? Oh, okay, well, cool. You got to get the licensing for this and this and this as well. Well, how much that cost? Well, that's an additional $100,000. You're like, damn, bro. I mean, when we gonna get to build something? It's like, well, I mean, you'll get to build eventually, but it takes a little bit of time.
Everyone got to get
All
their
right.
cut.
Yeah, this is true. All right, so another top story. The Trump assassination attempts. All right. And where do you stand now that we're past all that? Where do you stand on those? Do you believe they were true assassination attempts, completely staged? How do you feel about them?
Let us pray to Jesus Christ himself that a government entity was not involved in these attempts, because if they were, it is unquestionably the absolute worst fucking operations we've ever seen the government ever be involved in. They're so fucking dumb. I mean, we're talking about people who pulled off Sandy Hook and turned a two
Right.
day a two, who turned a 2 day fucking exercise into a real life event. You know what I mean? Like this is the kind of shit that these people do. And so for them to even the feigning incompetence thing, I don't even think flies here. Like how they let him in, like they saw him walking around with the gun, he was
Right.
on the roof, like all this shit. Like these people are genuinely incompetent, and that's about the level of incompetence I put them at. Like, I don't think the government was involved in this at all. Because if they were, then they're really the dumbest fucking covert operatives that have ever existed in the history of, like, Angleton and Dulles are rolling over in their fucking graves. These are people who pulled off the assassination of Kennedy and confused dumb fucks for 60 fucking years. And so if they're involved with this, oh, how the mighty have fallen. So I'm gonna like to think that they were not involved, because the idea that they were is stupid. Like they could, I mean, God, there's so many other ways they could have killed if they really wanted him dead. How hard is it to plant a fucking bomb under his car? Not hard, not hard at all. You know,
it's, it's,
there's so many
it's
ways they could take the guy out. You know, to have it's just so stupid. Like, yeah, no, the government was not involved in the assassination attempts. To sum it up,
okay. Okay. All right. Well, if I'm correct, we've got three separate quote unquote attempts.
Three. Was one of them a woman or something?
No, okay. So you had the one, and then you had the one where he was golfing, and I think they said there was one more. It didn't get a whole lot of
I
press.
think there was a woman who got a woman who tried to do some shit, but it was stupid.
Yeah. So the quote unquote three attempts. Of course, there's still some people saying that it was fake and all this, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I don't
I
buy.
don't
No,
know,
no, no. The
man.
people who are saying it's fake are just retarded.
Yeah, I'm just like, like man, I don't know, man. I don't know about it being fake. And of course, they talk about the ear all the damn. I said, but do you understand the ear? Like, I guess people don't understand the ear. They're like, have you seen somebody get their ear pierced? And then have you seen once they stop wearing earrings that it closes back up? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the ear, like it's like cartilage, like it'll close back up. So
Yeah,
I mean that can happen. I
yeah.
mean,
Like it healed. It healed, right?
yeah,
Like it did what it's supposed to do.
yeah, I mean, so I mean, it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that disagree with that. Kind of like the people who say that a plane didn't hit the Pentagon, 9/11.
Those people
You
are
know,
ridiculous.
I mean,
Here's the thing: if like your cover up to the conspiracy is 10 times more complicated than the conspiracy itself, then this is retarded. And that's the case with the fucking plane in the Pentagon, right? Like it's a good example. I mean, because then you have to account for a whole nother conspiracy to like somebody fired a missile, somebody the plane that was incoming that everybody saw, you have to divert it at the last minute and hope nobody sees it fly away, right? Like the level of complication that you get into, right?
hmm
Like I am fucking right now spending all my time on this two Oswald thing, which to me is now concrete. There's definitely two Oswalds from the. I got the first anomaly back in 1945, 2 years before the CIA. So the thing is, if you say that there's not two Oswalds, the level of complication of the data just got 100 times worse because then you have to explain why it looks like there's two of them. Did they fake?
hmm
Did they fake the idea? Did they fake that there was two of them and hopes that somebody one day might catch on to it and then they could have? No, it's like it's so fucking stupid. So if the cover up of the conspiracy is way more complicated than the conspiracy itself, then it's dog shit. So that's
Right,
how I
I'm
feel
with you.
about it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. All right. So what else we got happened to in 2024? Of course, the big one, Joe Biden dropping out of the race. Joe
Well,
Biden
it's a good
dropping.
thing he didn't resign and hand the reins over to Kamala for like even a couple weeks. I mean, he could literally die tomorrow and she could be the next president. And then all them stupid shirts that Trump people printed up with 45 and 47 would have to be thrown out so they could get 45,
Ooh,
48.
ooh, ooh. That's a good point. Now, we're kind of in unison that I don't believe Joe Biden actually wanted to drop out. I
You're
think he was
correct. I think
told
you're correct. It was
you're
a coup.
you're
It was
you're
a
not you're not going to be our guy.
right. It was a soft coup. I would consider that a soft coup.
Right, because they wouldn't even hold a primary. Like, and they had time to hold a
Nobody voted
primary.
for Kamala and she was
Yeah,
and she was the candidate,
right. Hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Nobody got to say. It's just this is who we're gonna have run. I mean, that's it. So, which if we actually look at it, she wouldn't have been anybody's choice because she didn't get any votes when she was doing her primary back in 2019.
It
Got no
just goes to
votes.
show you that like so there's a pole shift in politics every couple decades and it's happened again. But like when George Bush was president, the Republicans was the bad guys. Period.
Right. Hmm.
George Bush the Jr. And so but then the pendulum has swung back the other direction. And now it's obvious that the Democrats are total fucking Nazis. I mean, the Nazis I have more respect for than the fucking Democrats any day of the week. The Nazis actually had some ideals and standards and goals they were shooting for, unlike Democrats who just want to control everything. But it's now apparent that Democrats are complete and total fascists. They are the fascists. They are the ones who want. They are the totalitarian authoritarians. You know, it's crazy. I never thought I'd see it, but that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, for the most part, and the people who are, I've seen a whole lot of people and like, oh man, look, uh, with the MAGA, which I don't even understand why make America great again is like it's like that's a bad thing. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
People want to know when America was great. I'll tell you, 1946 to 1963. That was it. That's what people want back again. That era, and most people can't put their finger on it, but that was it. Really, that was.
that was the era.
That was the era. 46 to 63.
Okay,
It was the greatest we were as an independent nation, and as far as individual liberties and the economy. I mean, you got to think about it. You had a job and you made $200 a month, and that was at a bullshit job. You could go work at whatever bullshit job and make $2 an hour, and you made a couple $100 a month, and your rent in a nice place was like $60 to $70 in a real nice place. Anybody could
right,
go get their own place. You could work at the gas station and afford to go get your own place. That's how it was. You know, um, it's really wild. So in my Oswald studies, there's a guy named Edwin Ekdahl who was married Oswald's mother for a couple of years, and everyone. It was funny because everyone called him a rich guy because he made $1,000 a month in 1945, give or take. So a thousand
oh, he
dollars
was
a month,
killing he was killing it.
killing
thousand
it,
dollars a
bro,
month.
killing it. He was making like 5 times the average, salary back then. So all bills paid, and you still had like $700 a month in your pocket, like baller city, right? So, but yeah, it's just wild
Right.
how $12,000 today, and you're under the poverty line.
Oh yeah, yeah. You oh shit. You way under it, man. But you about damn near
I
dead.
think it's only like 14,000. I think that's the poverty line for a single person.
Yeah, you like damn near dead. Which you need to. I ain't gonna lie, but now if you're not linked up with other people, it's hard to make it. That's just it.
Bro, I got 3 roommates.
Yeah,
Three fucking roommates. I could probably afford to get my own apartment now, but you know, there's all my disposable income, right? Like I could probably go out
it
and get
makes
a
no sense. It doesn't
I could
make physical sense.
right. I could go get an $1,100 or $1,200 a month apartment with bills 1,500. I don't have a lot of other bills. I got my motorcycle and that's it, right? So I got my credit cards. So I could probably go out and make it on my own if I have my own apartment. But it'd be a struggle. You know what I mean? Now
Right.
I get to buy a chair. You know what I mean? And I get to do stuff,
Yeah.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Like I want to say it's a comedy of errors, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's been a systematic draining of wealth, and not only wealth, but the systems, how the systems operate, which produce wealth. Those systems have
Right.
been completely hijacked and altered. Like, like we were saying, you could go. It's funny because when I'm in my research, I'm looking at a lot of census stuff, and I look at a lot of like what people did for a living, and a lot of people did a lot of normal jobs, right? Like you had, a guy was and they did it for life. They got into a gig and they did it for their whole life. And some people would start at a store making $2 an hour, and they'd be at that
Mm-hmm.
store until they goddamn retired 30 fucking years later as the boss. You know what I mean? Like that's just
Right.
how it was. That is not how it is anymore today. We have like a churn and burn economy in as far as the type of places that employ don't treat people well enough for them to want to stick around, you
Right.
know? And it's not that they can't. When you see that a CEO got a $40 million bonus while they're cutting 1,500 jobs across the country, it's like you have your priorities fucked, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's true. That's true. Corey, we had our a total eclipse this year. All right, so we won't have another one of those for how many years?
I don't know. Space is fake and gay. So, you
Eh,
know,
well, I mean, is it?
Stars are nothing more than pinholes in the curtain of night.
Is that like from a poem or something?
From Highlander. Come on, get with it.
Okay. Man said the Highlander. My goodness, man, they hit me with a Highlander. So we had that was actually a huge event. Hell, I had somebody at work who made one of the little pinhole boxes to see it,
It was
so
actually
you could look
not
right at
an
it.
eclipse. It was an electromagnetic storm created by HARP. The government did it. Yep.
Do what?
The eclipse. It wasn't a real eclipse. It was a fake eclipse made by the government.
Okay. We also had this year, Israel, almost single handedly wiping out what used to be Gaza.
They are such a bunch of fucking cunts, and they keep doing what they're doing, and nobody's standing up to them. And this is the epitome of the Jewish conspiracy that Hitler warned us about 100 years ago. Enough said.
Mm, there it is, guys. I mean, man, didn't pull any punches there. Didn't pull any punches there. So some more recent stuff. The all of a sudden backing for Luigi with the death of the United Healthcare CEO.
Yeah, none
That
of
was
that
a big
story makes
deal.
any sense to me still to this fucking day.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't.
I'm
And he's
like,
saying he's not guilty.
he's saying he didn't do it.
Yeah, he's saying he's not
Well,
guilty.
not guilty and I didn't do it is two different things. I think.
Well, I mean, I was. Well, I mean, it's like, well, if you shot him, you definitely be guilty.
Yeah, but people who are guilty plead not guilty all the time.
Okay. It's a yeah. Yes, it's a yeah. But I'm not guilty though. It said do what?
Um, he was forced to have the gun and all this incriminating evidence on him and just wait at the McDonald's. Wouldn't your
Yeah,
ass
there
be
we
hitting the
go.
drive-through or something and doing like one of these deals?
Yeah, maybe. I
Hey,
don't
here's my
know. That
card.
that's still like terrible within itself that I got busted eating some fucking chicken McNuggets and a damn apple pie
Did
with
he
the
actually eat?
silencer
Did he
and the
actually eat?
gun. Yeah, we're eating.
So if this was like, if we were talking like, this was an incident, if this was like how Kennedy went down, there would be like 5,000 pages of additional documents of like interviews with people in the restaurant. And it would be like, one witness was like, yeah, I saw him in there and he clearly was the guy from the news. And he sat there for 20 minutes and I never saw him eat. Then you'll have another witness who's like, yeah, I saw him in there, and man, that guy was eating a Big Mac and a fucking chicken nuggets, and he kept stuffing his fucking face. Where I swear to God, this is how this would play out. You get two witnesses who saw the same event, saw two completely different fucking things. It would be all complicated, and that would trip off the fucking conspiracy alarms everywhere. Like that's what I'm dealing with Kennedy now. I'm so pissed off, man. Last night I thought
Right.
I'm gonna we can close out with this. I thought I hit a home run last night because I've been looking for this other boat because there's two Oswalds, clearly two Oswalds, and they couldn't have sent them on the same boat to go overseas. So I'm like, there's got to be another boat. And then finally, I find this fucking guy, Richard Cyr, CYR, who's actually in the Marines with Oswald, and he names the boat. And I'm like, fuck yeah, he named the boat. So I spend all night till like 4 a.m. pulling every fucking record from this boat. And I'm like, aha, I'm about to prove that Oswald was on this boat. And because Richard Cyr said this, he was on the boat with Oswald and they went down to Okinawa and they were on the boat for a couple months together. Well, Jesus Christ, that whole story is bullshit. I fucking pulled the daily records of the boat for like 3 months in either direction surrounding the time period I was interested in. None of the shit that allegedly happened on that boat happened because that boat never went to where Richard Cyr said it went. So I'm like, this is like the third fucking witness I got who gave specific detailed information about what he did with Oswald that when you go and dig into turns out to be complete bullshit. So very frustrating. Very fucking frustrating. Because I've been trying to sort out this Oswald in the Marines, just the shit overseas, just for like a 15-month period. I'm trying to get the perfect chronology down, incorporating both of these guys. And I'm getting close in some areas, but other areas I'm not at all. I need to put the fake Oswald, the one who got arrested in Dallas, I need to put him in Corregidor, Philippines in November or December of 1957. And I can't do it. I can't fucking do it. There's a boat that went to Okinawa and to all these places. And so I finally find boats that do that. I found like 3 boats that went on the fucking route that I'm looking for. So it's like Jesus Christ. Now I got 3 boats that I got to pull all the records for and see what the fuck it was doing. And then half the leads you go off of are speculation.
Right.
Someone said this. Well, how do we know that that's true? Well, we don't know it's true, but it sounds good, right? So there's all kinds of stuff like that you get that's like little people making anonymous calls and giving hints and stuff. And then you're like, well, fuck, if that's accurate, that could be a whole new area of research, right? So,
Hmm.
but yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's my update. My
Yes.
episode I came out with today will, if you listen to that, you'll hear my frustration and what I'm doing. But I'm getting close.
Okay.
I'm making a lot of progress. I got like 400 slides,
Okay.
and we're gonna make a
All right.
documentary as soon as I get done with all this stuff.
All right. And we
So
had the biggest news of 2024, seeing how it was a presidential election year, Trump winning the election,
Trump won the
and the
election.
and
Yeah.
the and the ongoing now what we hear the a lot of people on the left call it the civil war within the Republican Party
Well, here's the
currently.
deal. Like, and I kind of agree with this. Like, the people he put in charge of the Doge motherfucking Department of Government Efficiency are 2 non-Americans. Well, they're American, but they weren't born here. They're not birth
Right.
right citizens, right? So that's a little fucked up. And the first thing they want to do is enhance the rules to get foreign engineers here, right? So, and then I understand what they're saying. Well, if we're going to look for the best, we want to look for the best, and the best engineers are in India. Well, motherfucker, how about you implement a program to train the best engineers in America? How about that? You think of that? How about not importing some goddamn Indians because they smell funny, and just train Americans so they can do these jobs? How about focus on these fucking programs for Americans?
Hey, well, it's got STEM up there. It's on your TikTok. It's now a button you can push. STEM. It's
What?
up there
I don't get it.
because that's what they were talking about. STEM research.
STEM research? I don't know what you're talking about.
Supermoon. So there's a whole bunch of cool stuff about the moon,
STEM.
but right now everyone wants to talk about the supermoon. So let's do it. The moon does not look.
So that's the supposed stuff that they're talking about. The STEM program.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, I
That's the
haven't looked
that's the
into it
that's the
deeply.
that's the importing the Indians program.
Yeah, the STEM program.
Yeah,
They say they need more people in STEM.
that's like admitting that there's not enough smart Americans here. Or how about you realize that that you've broken the incentive system in America? How about people are no longer incentivized to do this work? Which is kind of crazy. I mean, number one, you do got to be really smart. But honestly, a lot of engineering is boring and mundane. Like I had a roommate who was an engineer, a mechanical engineer. He had just got his bachelor's degree and he was going to school for his master's, and he had gotten a job as an electrical engineer. And his entire fucking job was to design this little widget thing. Like, I'm
Hmm.
not even kidding. It was a little fucking piece that was part of some like some sort of piping mechanism, right? But it was his job to design the piece that they would fucking use to manufacture, right? And he had to know like how much water pressure the metal, what kind of metal it would be, how much water pressure it could take, and he had to design this thing around that. So it's very complicated. You got to take physics into consideration, right? But it's a boring and mundane job. He sat in a little fucking office with a computer and did all of his stuff on a computer modeling. So it's not really a
Hmm.
job for everybody, and you got to be passionate about what you're doing. The guys who work at Tesla are passionate about what they're doing.
Right.
Guys who work in that kind of sector are passionate about what they're doing. But a lot of Americans aren't passionate anymore about a lot of things. That needs to be re-inspired. Like 2020 fucked everybody across the board. Okay, so we need America, and I hate to say it because no one else is going to do it, but we need the state to step in and to reignite this American passion that we once had. And Trump and his administration, I think, are the only people who could possibly do it. But at the same time, there's an element of vengeance that you can try to ignore. But people who feel like they've been wronged, people on the right who see other people on the right being censored, they see what happened with January 6th, they see that these motherfuckers want blood, legitimately. Like,
Now some people are calling out Elon because a few channels up there have been demonetized, and
I don't think that he's actually sitting there making all these decisions. I mean,
right.
and to some degree, the government. Here's the deal: he's got his hands in government coffers, like across the board. Like I don't even know how many times. So there's got to be backroom deals going on about what to censor and what not to censor. And the government knows they can't get away with what they were getting away with before. But at the same time, Elon is going to still go ahead and he's still going to,
Yeah,
especially foreign countries, he's going to do whatever the foreign countries want because he doesn't want to get banned there. In America, he might have a little more leeway.
and look, here's at the end of the day when it comes to advertising, man, there ain't a ton you can do. If the advertisers are like, man, I'm not gonna advertise on that channel. It's just, you know, well, I mean, what you
Well,
really
here's the thing.
so
We need to get back to a culture where businesses just want to make money and they don't give a fuck about the
right,
politics.
right. Now here's what the deal is, okay? And here's what I'll say: the even though these channels may have been demonetized or these pages, they were not deleted. You know, kind of like YouTube, which will fucking derail like everything, all kind of momentum that you got going. Like
Yeah.
like when mine got deleted in December of 2021, at that point in time, I had over 1,000 people on my page, and Christmas it got deleted. I mean, like it's hard to recover from that. People lose you. They don't pick it up on your other socials, whatever other platform you're on.
No,
Like,
and this is the biggest thing about any kind of content production is that you need to be consistent.
yeah,
Like, I talk to some people who are like, "Oh, I do seasons because I take time off between them." I'm like, "You do what? You take time off? Like, what do you? Hold on a second. You mean you're intentionally losing your audience for how long? That's what you're doing. So you need to maintain these patterns to maintain people for sure. And when you get
right.
demonetized and thrown off a platform, it fucks everything big time.
Yeah, yeah, because all your momentum's gone. Like you being in the algorithm, all that shit, it's right back from scratch.
Yep.
Like, and what got the most eyes on my channel? What's crazy is there was one video that I had that had like 20,000 views.
Did it have wet ass pussy on it?
No, it didn't, but it was a guy during 2020. There was some two young kids out there dancing in the street, and the black guy jumped out of his car and knocked the kid out while he was dancing while
Oh,
he
I see
wasn't.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that got the most views on my channel, and that's how a lot of people got into, because that kept getting views. And so when you have a video like that get taken away, all of a sudden now you're not getting that same traffic where people could look at some of your other stuff. So that's why I say, man, I mean, okay. Demonetize one thing. Okay, your whole channel deleted. That derails everything that you're trying to create. I mean, it just does. So you can't help what the advertisers do. If they're not going to advertise on it, obviously you got to make moves from there because you're still running a business. At the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, it still is X is still the place you want to go if you want to say what pretty much whatever you want to say. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's people up there just talking pure cat shit. The damn Elon Musk, they're still up there. Uh, so that's still the place you want to go. So yeah, that's year in review 2024. Won't the worst year, okay, of recent memory, no doubt about that. But Corey, before we leave, I just want to get your roundabout thoughts right quick. In the new year, with what we've seen, with what happened in was it Bourbon Street with the that particular incident with the guy running people over and shooting, but it happened at 3:18. Like, it was a weird time for it to happen after people were cleared out. Like, and then they talking about IEDs were planted throughout in different places. Uh,
Honestly, I just don't even know what to think about this shit because normal people don't go and do this stuff. Um, and for many years, I don't believe that a lot of the mass shootings were authentic; they were manufactured. But have we
mhm.
finally entered an era where people are just doing this stuff? I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and
When
then
I
we
see
had
mass
the
shooting stuff, I just tune it
uh-huh.
out completely. It doesn't even like phase me anymore.
Okay. So of course that guy when he ran the people over shot into the crowd, or the crowd that was left. Like I said, it was 3:18, so Like
Well, the
stuff's
thing that caught
closing
my
down and
attention
stuff.
is that
Hmm.
this guy was former military, and there
Right.
was also basically a simultaneous bombing in Las Vegas that didn't do barely any damage except to the guy in the car, the Cybertruck. And
Oh, there's some more information today. They found the guy in the truck had a bullet in his head.
yeah, he shot himself first, right? So,
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah.
um, these two guys were both at the same army base or military base
Yeah, and they said they rented the cars from the same place.
for this some app, some car rental
Yeah.
app.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's weird.
It's like I'm trying to get the connection and what this is trying to say.
Right.
Like I don't.
I don't even go there anymore, man. It's pointless.
Yeah.
It's a, the layers between them and any kind of coordination are, it's too much. It's just too much. Just let it go. It's fucking, just let it go.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
opinion.
I could understand. I could understand maybe potentially the Cybertruck thing. You park it right at the damn Trump hotel, and it's like, fuck Elon, fuck Trump. You know what I'm saying? I could see that, but then the Bourbon Street shit just seemed random as hell.
Yeah.
And why not do it at 10 o'clock p.m. Because I know I'm gonna run over plenty of people at 10 and shoot plenty of people at 10. But I'm gonna wait to 3:18. It's like he got his programming turned on too late. You know, Winter Soldier style. You got 3 words you say, it turns
Yeah.
on you to Winter Soldier shit. Yeah, so yeah, 2024 in a review. We hope everybody enjoyed the show. All right. Hoping that you had a good new year. 2025 is good to you. I keep hearing that it's the bull run this year for crypto. It's the bull run. Be prepared for the bull run. So I don't know. It says 4 year cycle, so this could be the bull run year, allegedly. What do you think, Corey? I seen
I
your
don't
face.
want to talk about it. It's ridiculous. People have been saying that shit every year for fucking 10, 15 years now. Let's give it a break.
The bull run. So yeah, make sure that you are following Corey, CoreyHughes.org, bloodyhistory.substack. Get his fucking book. That's the way he likes to market this thing, okay? If you hadn't gotten it yet, he will be doing some updates and everything to that. Of course, he's doing his Oswald research right now, which he is banging his head every day against the four walls in his room while he's going through uh, pages and pages and pages upon pages of shit. So pray for him. Pray for his life. 2025 is good too. Corey, you got anything else coming up? You gonna be on any other podcasts coming up shortly?
No, what I'm doing now is I'm putting together this. I got like 400 slides. I kind of organize all my thoughts in groupings, and I'll have 500 plus slides together. And then me and Chris at Forbidden Knowledge News are going to make the Kennedy documentary because we're making for some fat money off of his documentary off of Tubi. We
Oh,
got
okay.
we got these contracts to get it on like Tubi and a bunch of other places, and Tubi alone is paying out like thousands of dollars per month, which is unbelievable. So we're
Okay,
gonna
that's good. That's good.
he's
That's
he's
great.
making he's making another documentary as we speak, part two to the Forbidden documentary, and then when that's done, then I will go through my notes and put together the. Um, I'm gonna do the audio track with the narration, hand it over to Chris, and Chris will do all the video stuff for the documentary. That,
Oh, that's fantastic.
and then from and
Potentially
honestly, I
get
got
that over
enough.
to Tubi
Yeah,
as
and that'll
well.
be on Tubi, and we'll do killing on that.
Okay,
But no,
well that's
I
that's
need to
great.
all this Oswald stuff will be in a book because I finally got enough. I think to put in a book, I found enough holes in everyone else's story to fill in a lot of gaps. Yeah, so I'm trying to untangle knots is what I'm doing, and so it's just tough sometimes, you know.
Okay, okay. Well, that's great. That's great. So yeah, guys, be on the lookout for that. All right. And you can still get Corey's book, Amazon.com. It's still available there. Is the buy me a coffee, is that still up and available?
That is still good. And pretty soon, when I get done with the slides, I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff for sale. I'm gonna repackage all my notes. It'll be about 1,000 pages of notes or more, 1,000 to 1,200 pages of my notes, along with a copy of my book in ebook form, and you'll be able to buy that from Buy Me a Coffee. So
Okay.
that'll probably be about a month from now.
Okay. All right. Yes, guys. So be on the lookout for that. Eventually, we're gonna do some more Showtime with the Cube. when something comes out, or just when I just force Corey to go watch something. So
Well, we gotta do Nosferatu. I'll go to the movies and see that.
Nosferatu, the Nosferatu. Yes, I'll have to go there as well. I have to convince Dawn to go. Yep. So we appreciate everybody for joining us. We will catch y'all Sunday on day zero. Make sure y'all there Sunday 5 p.m. Eastern on the Rogueways channel on Rock Fan and Rumble. Peace out. Sure, bye.